What does that mean? Going back, making changes, is that what you mean as well? Because I think some of my experiences have been around people who build bike tracks. Like some of them, you just deliver this project and then you walk away. 6 months later, it's absolutely toast.
You've hit the nail on the head,
Yeah.
like 100%.
Yeah.
That was... So I started in 2004 with On Track, and then 2009 was when me and Martin sort of said, right, let's actually do this. Well, those 5 years, they've been great. We've done loads of projects and worked really hard, and I loved it. I was super passionate about it, and we were getting some pretty good projects, and it's like we were progressing, but I really struggled with that.
Yeah.
So we would work really hard, do the best job you can with the budget you've got and all the constraints, hand a project back, and then I'll go and ride it like a year later or like 2 years later, and not always, but like 90% of the time,
like they're going to get blown out.
The degradation of that trail has just kind of taken away some of its, the excitement and the fun from it.
Yeah.
And the model that was there in the UK at the time, because these were always pretty much like, they were free trails to ride, which is fantastic. But the problem with that is there's no money then to look after them.
Yeah.
So it's like, as mountain bikers, we were getting this great sort of opportunity to ride all these new trails, but they were just on this sliding scale of like, you get it when it's good, get it when it's hot, and then it goes down. So yeah, I really struggled with that. And I was trying to figure out how we could do things differently, because the way public contracts work, they can't give you like, because we asked this, obviously, we're like, can we have a maintenance contract? And we'll keep that trail really good and we'll do it for 5 years or 10 years. But the way public tenders and money works, they're not allowed to do that essentially, or they won't have the budget to allow that. So that was a massive part of like, again, that sort of idea and vision of Bike Park Wales. It's like having complete control over the product, being able to look after it, being able to maintain it, and knowing that, and to be able to be proud of it from year 1 to year 20 or year 30, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, and we completely shared that vision. Martin had worked in Whistler, so he'd seen the Whistler model, and he worked in the trail crew there for a little bit. So yeah, we were just on the same page that that's the only way you could do it, and it felt.
It's interesting though. So when you built those trails, you were asking the forestry or the council or whatever, like, look, this is going to be the problem though. We're going to build it. It's going to be sick. It's going to be really fun for a few months, and then it's going to start degrading, and there just isn't. Is it still the same?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay.
I think things are a little bit better, and there's more awareness. So you might find that there's a shorter term like maintenance period, like usually 2 years you might get in your contract now, which is great. And that means then there's a commitment from the builder to go back and do periodic repairs, which can look all sorts of things. Sometimes it's a bit of a token gesture, and sometimes it's the real deal. But it's not a long-lived thing typically, because there isn't. They can't say that they'll have that budget in 5 years' time, so they won't commit to it. And there isn't like a model of getting revenue. It's a shame to think that you have to make it commercial, but ultimately, if you want a really good product, you do. I think.
Yeah.
Do you think it's that, or do you think it's like ownership? Like if no one owns something, no one looks after something. It's like
that's a really fair point. I think that is the alternative. Okay, brilliant example, Tempestuous.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So no one pays to ride there.
Yeah.
But what a great place! And those guys, they take ownership of it. So you're right. Like, and a dig spot, trail spot, dirt jump spot, you might have, people who have ownership of it.
It's so hard to create that though, isn't it? Like, how do you do it?
You can't create it you can't apply it to something that, if we came in and built a trail, you can't then say,
you can't build a community around it.
It's really, really difficult. I think the community have to be 100% invested in creating it.
I don't understand how you do it. We've got the jumps up the road.
Yeah.
And I always thought if I was a young person and someone just said to me, oh, there's this place up the road, and then I went there, I'd be like, oh my goodness, this is mine now. I can look after it. I can make it good. And I've failed every single direction I've tried up there. I've failed. Like you do a dig day, it doesn't work. People think if they've got a dig day, they've been to the dig day, I've got my ticket for the whole year, I don't need to dig anymore. If you leave it to them, it just falls into disrepair. It's like I don't even know what the answer is, to be honest, other than making it.
That's the thing.
It's
like,
really tough.
Dirt Jumps is a great example, isn't it? Really, because
yeah.
you've got these pockets of scenes that maintain, and I guess that's where some of the negativity used to come from. About if you go and ride certain places, they'd be like, "No, we don't."
It works. It's
yeah,
good.
it does work in a way. It works because it keeps them good.
Yeah, I think the no dig, no ride, like it can be seen as being a bit salty from the outside, but when you actually understand the graft that people put in, you know, and the hours they commit to it, you can totally understand it. Yeah, I think the best examples are of where communities are doing a great job of keeping up mountain bike trails is where they have created them themselves. You know, they're generally like the off-piste trails, but there's loads of brilliant places around the UK that have been built by community riders and they informally look after them. But to try and apply it in that sort of more formal or official space is really difficult.
Yeah, super hard. So without owning the bike park, that was what you were trying to do. You were trying to own one of your projects, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for a number of reasons. One is like so you can realize a vision. You know, it's not finished. It's never finished. You keep it evolving. You keep progressing. I think running a effectively a trail building company is a construction company, and you never know where your next job is coming. So there was an element of that, like some security as well.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, it was like, let's have control of this site and let's make it the very best it can be.
Okay. Hey man, what an episode that was. You did amazing in it.
And so did you.
You shone like a star.
You shone like a moon.
Can we also put something up here that you can click on for the next episode?
How about we put a subscribe up there in the middle?
Yeah, I love
We're going to put a video we think that our lovely companionship will love on your face.
On my face?
Yeah.
And so they can't see me now?
Gone. And on my face, another video that we think people will love. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please hit like and subscribe. You guys are the best.
Peace and love.